I really tried, Ma. I tried. These were some of the last words a talented rapper and artist wrote on social media before he made a decision that would shock his entire community. In July 2025, exactly 1 year after losing his teenage son, Big Dono took his own life, leaving behind a heartbroken city and a story that teaches us important lessons about grief, mental health, and taking care of each other. Hello everyone, and welcome back to True Crime Simplified, where we break down real cases in a way that everyone can understand. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss our latest stories. Today's story is very sad, but it's important because it helps us understand how losing someone we love can affect us deeply. Before we continue, I want you to know that we'll be talking about suicide and losing people we care about. If you ever feel scared or sad while listening, it's okay to turn this off and talk to someone you trust.
Murder victim, heard the they have a witness. Them killers and they lurking and they all look. Put a 50 in the Glock, you can't fit this in a split. We gon' spin that nigga block, if we see him, then we see him. Wait, these niggas creeping and these pussy and these tip. No location, we gon' lose him, leave that little nigga miss. We gon' spin that nigga bed, double back, spin again. Pull up in that black bed, city in the max, head down. I know what it is when I pull up with them shots. City's on the guard, got 100 in the Glock. Niggas ain't sending shots, niggas gon' rock. Make a nigga chop when I hit him with a chop. Pull a nigga block when I sweep him with the mop. Heard a nigga talking, so I put him on the block. Touch him low, I want this shit, big business. Touch him low, I want this shit, big business. This nigga keep crying, nigga need attention. Pussy ass kept talking, so he got his itch. Fingers in the block, so I put his tag on.
Let's start with that message I mentioned. I really tried, Ma. I tried. When Big Dono wrote these words, he was talking to his mother, but he was also talking to everyone who cared about him. He was saying that he had been fighting very hard to feel better, but he was losing that fight. This message appeared on his social media just days before he died. Social media is like a place on the internet where people share their thoughts and feelings. Sometimes, people use it to ask for help without actually saying the words, "Please help me." When someone writes messages like this, it's like they're waving a red flag. A red flag means a warning sign, something that tells us a person is in danger and needs help right away. What do you think you should do if you see someone post something scary or sad like this? Let me know in the comments, because this could be really important information that might help someone someday. But why was Big Dono so sad that he wrote such a desperate message? The answer takes us back exactly 1 year earlier, to another tragedy that changed everything. In 2024, something terrible happened that would haunt Big Dono every single day. His teenage son, Razik Williams, died. We don't know all the details about how Razik died, but we know it was sudden and heartbreaking. Imagine being a parent and losing your child. Parents are supposed to protect their kids and keep them safe. When something bad happens to their child, parents often feel like they failed, even when it's not their fault at all. For Big Dono, losing Razik wasn't just sad. It felt impossible to survive. And as we'll learn, he carried this pain for exactly 365 days before he couldn't carry it anymore. For Big Dono, every single day was a struggle. He would wake up and remember that Razik was gone. He would see other fathers with their teenage sons and feel a sharp pain in his chest. He would work on his art, but nothing felt the same without his son there to share it with. This went on for months and months. Big Dono kept trying to heal, kept trying to find a way to be happy again. But the sadness seemed to get stronger instead of weaker. People in Washington, D.C. could see that Big Dono was struggling. Friends and fans noticed that he seemed different. Maybe his music sounded sadder. Maybe he smiled less when people saw him around the neighborhood. But here's something important to understand. Sometimes when people are really hurting inside, they try to hide it from others. They don't want to worry their friends and family, so they pretend everything is okay. This is very common, but it's also very dangerous. When people keep their sadness locked up inside, it can grow bigger and scarier, like a monster hiding in a dark room. What Big Dono needed was for people to ask him how he was really doing and to help him find someone professional to talk to. But sometimes, even when people care about us, they don't know how to help. Do you know how to tell if someone you care about is really sad, even if they're trying to hide it? Share your thoughts in the comments. As July 2025 approached the 1 year Anniversary of Razik's death, Big Dono's pain became harder to hide. He started posting more personal messages on social media. These messages showed that he was thinking about giving up. The message we talked about at the beginning, "I really tried, Ma. I tried, was like a final cry for help. When someone posts messages like this, it usually means they're having thoughts about suicide. Suicide is when someone chooses to end their own life because they feel too sad and hopeless to keep living. These kinds of messages are what we call warning signs. They're like alarm bells that should make everyone around that person stop what they're doing and get help immediately. Sadly, either people didn't see Big Dono's messages in time, or they didn't understand how serious they were. In July 2025, exactly 1 year after losing his son, Big Dono made the heartbreaking decision to take his own life. He didn't die near his son's grave or any place special like that. He was probably just in a place where he felt completely alone and hopeless, where the pain of missing Razik felt too big to carry anymore. When news of Big Dono's death spread through Washington, D.C., the community was shocked and heartbroken. People couldn't believe that this talented, well-loved artist was gone. On Facebook and Instagram, people started posting tributes. One person called him a popular DC artist. Others shared memories of his music and his beautiful murals. But most importantly, people understood why he had made this choice. They knew he had died of a broken heart, and they weren't angry at him. They were sad for him. Big Dono's story helps us understand something very important about mental health. Mental health is about how our minds and emotions are doing, just like physical health is about how our bodies are doing. When someone breaks their leg, we can see the cast, and we know they need help walking. But when someone's heart and mind are broken by grief, we can't always see it from the outside. Losing a child is considered one of the most painful things that can happen to a person. Some people have compared it to having a part of their body cut off. The pain never completely goes away, and you have to learn to live with that missing piece. For Big Dono, the missing piece was too big. He couldn't figure out how to live in a world without his son Razik. This tragic story teaches us several important lessons. First, grief is incredibly powerful. When someone we love dies, especially someone young like Razik, it can make us feel like our world has ended. But it's crucial to remember that with the right help and support, people can learn to carry their grief without being crushed by it. Second, we need to pay attention to the people around us. If someone seems very sad, acts differently than usual, or posts concerning messages online, we should take it seriously and get help right away. Third, asking for help is not weak, it's brave and smart. If Big Dono had been able to talk to a counselor or therapist who specializes in helping people with grief, he might have found ways to honor his son's memory while still choosing to live. What do you think communities can do to better support people who are grieving? Let me know your ideas in the comments. Big Dono's death didn't just affect his immediate family. It sent ripples of sadness throughout the entire Washington, D.C. community. Other artists who knew him felt scared and sad. Parents who had lost children wondered if they might end up feeling as hopeless as Big Dono did. Young people who looked up to him as a role model struggled to understand why someone so talented would choose to die. This is why stories like this are important to talk about, even though they're very sad. When we understand what happened, we can work together to prevent similar tragedies. Communities started talking more openly about mental health and grief. People began checking on their friends and family members more often. Some people even started support groups for parents who had lost children. If you or someone you know ever feels like Big Dono felt, hopeless, like the sadness will never end, there are people trained specifically to help. The story of Big Dono and Razik Williams is one of the saddest we've ever covered on True Crime Simplified. It shows us how powerful love can be. So powerful that losing someone can feel impossible to survive. But it also shows us how important it is to take care of each other, especially during the darkest times. We need to watch for warning signs, ask people how they're really doing, and make sure everyone knows that help is available. If this story made you feel sad or worried, that's completely normal. Please talk to someone you trust about how you're feeling. And remember, no matter what happens in your life, there are always people who care about you and want to help. Thank you for watching True Crime Simplified. Please like this video if it helped you understand this important topic, and subscribe so you don't miss our future stories. Leave a comment telling us what you learned today, or how we can better support people who are grieving in our communities. Remember, Understanding these difficult stories helps us become more caring people who can help others. Stay safe, look out for each other, and we'll see you next time.